What's up, guys? Welcome back to another quick video. Today I wanted to quickly talk to you guys about nailing the first 30 seconds of your sales calls, specifically your SMMA or coaching and consulting sales calls. There are three things I want to go over in this video. It's going to be short and sweet. Jumping right into it, first thing I would suggest you do if you really want to nail the very beginning of that sales call, you really want to make sure that you're in control of the conversation. You really want to make sure that the conversation starts off on a good foot, is to speak first. When you see that prospect get on the line, when you see that prospect join your Zoom meeting and they're connecting, their audio's fumbling around, you want to be the first one to say hi. You want to be the first one to speak, because then it puts you on the front foot to ask the first question and start off the conversation in control, letting them know that you're here, you're ready to get going, and you know exactly what we're doing, and you're confident and comfortable with what's about to happen here. If you wait too long for the prospect to say something first, it might be awkward, it might be too slow. The prospect might be waiting for you, and then you get into this long pause moment. They might not really know what to do, and then just randomly start asking you questions that you don't want to answer right away. It might put you on the back foot to have to tell them, hold on a minute, we'll get to that later, and then you kind of get into this awkward phase of trying to backtrack. So when they connect to that call, make sure you kick things off with a nice hi, how are you? And secondly, this one might be a little bit of a controversial one. Do not force rapport. You really want to be able to identify in the first few seconds who you're actually speaking to. At the end of the day, if there's not rapport there, if there's not a natural flow of conversation to have, it's totally okay to just get right into it, to just get right into business. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people that love when you're straight to the point and just jump into it. And then there's also a lot of people that love to have a little bit of a chat first, to warm up a little bit first. Just go with the flow. If you ask them how they're doing and they ask the same thing back and you respond, and then they follow up with something that's a little bit more revealing, like talking about how they just came from the gym or something that's going on in their day or in their life, and they start that initial kind of rapport, feel free to jump into it. Feel free to talk a little bit, have a few laughs before you jump into the actual meaty greedy of the conversation. But at the same time, don't feel like it's a necessity and you have to force something that's just not there. One thing I always would tell to people in the program, I always tell to people that I teach sales to, is at the end of the day, a really direct and upfront person thinks two friendly people are very, very annoying, and super friendly people might think someone that's way too direct is a little bit rude. So you want to really match the person you're speaking to when it comes to how direct you're being versus how friendly you're being. Obviously, we don't want to match them in other areas. We want to really lead that conversation. But at the same time, when it comes to the amount of rapport we're building, we do want to kind of see who we're talking to, what type of person they are, and how we can facilitate that conversation to make sure they're not, turned off by the way we're coming across. And lastly, don't ego frame. Now, I like to call it ego framing. You probably never heard of it called that before, but essentially what I refer to as ego framing is when someone jumps on the call, and obviously a lot of salesmen are taught to frame the call, telling the prospect, hey, we're going to go through this. I'm going to ask you questions about XYZ. We're going to see if we're a good fit for each other. If we are, we'll get started right away today. We'll jump on board. Or if we are a good fit, I'll make you an offer. Now, one thing I see a lot of people get taught is they step up with this frame from a place of a huge ego, and it's really something that could turn off a lot of prospects. It's something that might turn into an ego measuring contest and can really only work if you're already in a highly leveraged place. Like if you have tons of case studies, tons of testimonials, you have this extensive application process for someone to get on a call with you, then you can get away with it. But if you're more of a beginner to mid-level entrepreneur taking sales calls, or if you reached out to them from cold traffic to get on a sales call, then to just have that really heavy ego in your framing is going to turn the prospect off or have them get their back up. And just to give an example, an ego frame would be someone saying, hey, so I'm just going to ask you questions, see if you'd be a good fit. If I believe that you're a good fit, then I'll invite you into the program. If you're not a good fit, then we can end the call or something like that. With that, it all really comes off in the tone and a little bit of what you're saying, just some of the small languages in there. I personally am not someone that likes to say, hey, if I think you're a good fit, I'll let you join us here. I'll let you buy from me if I think you're great. I'm not going to make the prospect feel like I'm grilling them. My biggest thing on sales calls is to make sure everything we're doing is a mutual decision. It really, really makes the most sense in the prospect's eyes and puts them at ease. At the end of the day, if they're on a sales call with you, it's not just so that you can assess them, it's also for them to assess you. And it's kind of a mutual thing. And that's why conversations are more about, hey, if we feel like we're a good fit for each other, then I can make you an offer. And if it sounds good to you, then we can move forward today. Not coming from a place of ego, just saying, hey, I'm going to ask you questions. If I believe you're a good fit, I'll let you join the program. I see a lot of people that are brand new to the industry doing this just because they see a lot of other people doing it that are already in that high leverage position where they're doing multiple seven figures. They have tons of successful case studies, tons of successful clients that have gone through their program, and it just doesn't really work the same. But like I said, short and sweet video today, guys. I really just wanted to talk about the 3 things that you should be looking at to nail that first 30 seconds of the sales call. Really just talk first, don't force the rapport, and don't ego frame. Really let the prospects know that this is a we decision here and you're coming to this conclusion together, and it's a really good time to see if you'd be a good fit for each other. Hope that helps all of you that are out there taking sales calls. If you're not implementing any of these things, give it a try. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next video.